How to overcome our fear of relationship crucifixion as a sensitive person. Hi, my name is Leah Chantel, and I help sensitive people with their relationships. And today I'm talking about feeling like I'm getting crucified when I'm trying to engage in it could be any relationship, but especially romantic relationships or even close relationships with your parents or your friends and family. It's like if I bring up this uncomfortable topic that is an important commitment to me, then I'm gonna be burned and fried at the stake by my family or by my romantic partner or by my friends. And what do I do? How do I proceed? Do I just never tell them what's important to me and never have any deep and meaningful conversations with my friends and family? And just keep things kind of superficial and let the relationship drift apart over time, which so many of us do. And we don't mean to do that, but we're so scared of talking about anything that's real because what if we start talking negatively or in a pattern? Like sometimes I can get into that myself. It's like if I talk about something that's actually real going on in my life, I just might bitch and bitch and bitch all day and be too negative. And I want to be a positive influence. And I've struggled even with that in my social media posting. I'm like, well, today I was being kind of negative in my message. I was trying to warn people, trying to help people, and it's meant in a constructive way. But what if I really am just feeding the bear? What if I'm not really thinking about what's going to uplift and inspire people enough? And I need to actually help them to do that. I think we all have this fear of going into difficult conversations because it means that the relationship could be over or we could potentially make a mistake or say the wrong thing. But what happens when we don't have those difficult conversations is we just can't really deepen the relationship. And sometimes we can even try to be the person who initiates that difficult conversation and the other person is not receptive. And that's a big fear too, that we're just going to be completely ignored and denied as sensitive people, and especially in romantic relationship. It's like, well, I really want this for my future. And if I don't bring it up, I could be sitting in a dating situationship for a really long time if I don't set my boundaries or say something. But then the other thing is they just ditch and disappear if I say what is real to me, what I expect, what my friends and family expect from a relationship long term. And it's also not fair to me. Like if I have a boyfriend for a long time, like my friends and family are there, they care for me. So it's like sooner or later that conversation of marriage or a serious relationship comes up, and it doesn't have to be right away. There's time, there's space for things. It's not a problem. I don't even need a relationship or a marriage that badly. I'm pretty happy on my own. But it's just if you're going to be around and physically in my space and in my life, or potentially creating scheduling conflicts with my friends and family, that they're going to want to know that you're going to be in my life for a long time in order for that to be worth it. And these conversations, we deeply fear we end up crucified, and oftentimes we actually do end up crucified. Let's just be real. A lot of people do run away, and a lot of people are immature, can't handle these conversations. And it's not always about romance. Sometimes we're fearful of being crucified by our family because we want them to eat healthier, for example. I have some Gen X friends who are very hardcore on eating healthy and a beautiful diet and being kind to the environment and being kind to animals. And it's lovely. I love that idealism. My boomer parents are not really on board. But my Gen X friends really want to talk to them and make friends with them and see if they can get them on board, which is very, very interesting to watch here as a millennial. I'm just like, that's interesting to watch. Who's going to win this one? My Gen X friends were really, really supportive of my social media at the beginning, and my parents weren't. So I think I will let them go and talk to my parents about what kind of food to eat because they deserve it. They should have been more supportive and believed in me from the beginning. I know I'm being a little bit mischievous there. I have a little bit of a spicy sense of humor sometimes. But yeah, I will probably get crucified and written out of the will for that. But well, that's okay. I might have been written out of the will anyway, so that's just me, and I have to be true to myself. And that's really getting over the fear of crucifixion and just living in your own truth and in your own power and doing whatever it is you feel is the right thing to do. And it's not always easy to get here. It can take a long time to feel this way energetically and not feel scared that your parents are going to cut you out of the will or never talk to you again, or not feel scared that, you know, you may end up single for the rest of your life. But I think the most important thing in your life is to be really happy with who you are. Even if you have very little money, you have no partner, you have no job, can you be happy in that situation? Can you be happy with just cooking very simple food for yourself and being able to sustain yourself? Like, it's unbelievable. The simplest food is usually the healthiest anyway, and we're so attracted to the more expensive junk foods. But if we actually just simplify our lives, we save money, we don't need so much. We don't necessarily need to depend on other people either, like a parent or like a friend, if we learn to be self-sufficient. And then from that place where we're self-sufficient, we can really speak our truth and be honest about who we are and come out of the closet as sensitive people. Like, one of the things we fear is just telling people who we are. Like, I don't talk about my diet as much on the channel because it's more about having healthy relationships, but I have been a vegetarian for a while and I have vegetarian friends. And that can be a scary topic when I'm around, especially extended friends and family. They're repulsed by my diet because they're so used to eating meat and having alcohol and doing the things that a lot of Western families do and enjoy. And my grandparents were very much subscribers to that too. And they were adored in my family. So it's not easy being the odd one out, being unmarried, having a different diet. It would be a lot easier to just try to fit in with my family. But, you know, my stomach doesn't feel good when I eat that way in my life. And I've also felt like I've really struggled in school when I was much younger and eating that way. So it didn't work. Like, I made these changes for a reason, to be true to myself and to find success in my life and to get career traction. And I had to deal with a bit of crucifixion from my own family. But they've slowly come on board. You know, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm exaggerating because I think we all fear that subconsciously, that it's going to be like the worst ultimate scenario that happens when we do fly our freak flag and we do come out of the closet and say, hey, this is what I want to eat, or this is what I want to do with my life. And what I'm telling you is just be yourself. Don't be scared of who you are or sharing who you are with other people. Let your freak flag fly and live the rest of your life happy. It's worth it. Even if you have nothing, it's worth it. All the stuff doesn't matter that much anyway. It doesn't make you happy.